everyone. Glad you could come. Sit here, wait a few minutes, play the music real low, because I like to get things. I have some news to tell you about some things that happened today, which is going to be very interesting for you. A lot of people didn't know about it. There was like 3 of us that were actually talking. I'm going to show you what it is, and especially it's for people in Massachusetts, actually. But you might be able to find out in your state how that's happening too. So be on the lookout. So tonight we'll talk about that real quick. But we're going to finish off what we started, which is the SEA complaint appeal against the SEA. So I'm glad you guys could come, and just stop this real quick. Where's the music? I still don't know what I'm doing. I can only be me. So it is what it is, guys. Is it too dark? I don't know. It feels like it's too dark, and I don't know how to fix my lighting. My lighting is acting really stupid. Okay, let's see if that works. But anyway, I'm glad you guys could come. So I gotta tell you guys something. So one day this week, I forgot what day it was. A few of my colleagues contacted me and told me about some BSEA open house kind of thing that was going on. Oh, good, it got brighter for some reason. An open house that was going on, not an open house. It was like a public comment session with a council that nobody, I don't know who appointed them. I don't know how this came about, but I guess there is a mechanism. But anyway, so I went. It was not pretty. We got to ask questions about the BSEA and how they operate, and specifically questions around, for instance, my questions were all about, pre-hearing conference calls. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but when you go to a hearing, okay, one of the things they have to do within a certain amount of time, I think it's 19 days, they have to have what's called a pre-hearing conference. Okay, it's a conference call. And what it basically is just to work out logistics, date, time, the hearings, everybody okay, blah, 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 blah. And it's like 10 minutes. That's it. But then somebody on the other side, the hearing officer or the counsel for the school district will request a conference call. But they won't tell you the purpose of it. And they won't tell you that people are coming, to explain themselves to the hearing officer before the hearing takes place. So there's a lot of issues with that. And my questions to them was, I told them I'm not going. If the lawyer for the school district can't tell me the purpose other than giving me that generic definition out of the BSEA hearing rules, I'm not going. I don't care what they say. And you can't make me. How are you going to make me go? You won't tell me the purpose of it. You won't tell me who's coming. Oh, and that's my favorite thing. You see, what they do is, and I know they're doing it to you parents, you don't understand. When you're in a hearing, everybody that has something to say has to do it under oath. Okay? They have to take an oath. They have to be sworn in, and they have to raise their right hand, all that hoogamarah. They have to do all of that. And once they do that, guess what? It's recorded. So if you need to, you can go back and look at that. But Massachusetts doesn't want you to have that opportunity. The hearing officers don't even say anything about it. So the lawyer's not telling you until you show up. So I got a problem with that. And I let them know I had a problem with that. I'm not going. If you can't tell me why and you can't tell me who's coming, I'm not going. And if they can't be sworn in, then I'm not going. To what? And go ahead. I dare you. Have a meeting without me about my case. You're talking about substantive issues regarding our case, and these people aren't sworn in because they got to come and explain the situation to the hearing officer. They can do that under oath. But see, there's a reason why they don't want it under oath. They don't want it to be a part of the administrative record. The very record, mind you, that if you appeal in federal court, the decision the hearing officer makes, that record is what goes to a judge to review the hearing officers. Yeah. So anyway, so that was a lot of fun. I had a good time. A lot of people asked a lot of questions. They wanted to know a lot about what's going on with the BSCA and how they operate. And they had, but I still don't understand the purpose of this because I don't know what's going to come out of it. I don't know why they did it. And I got a funny feeling it's because OSEP told them that they have to provide something. And the last time the Department of Education had to do something like this, they called it a focus group. And what they were trying to do was try to get out of forcing the hearing officers to not be members, to not be employees of the Department of Education while hearing and deciding cases, like the law says. You can't be a hearing officer under IDEA and be an employee of the state. You can't. But Massachusetts did it from 1992 to 2008 or 9 when they were forced to do it. And during that time, Massachusetts tried to fight it. And Massachusetts had a focus group to discuss all of this. And it's out there. I had it and I can't find it now because I keep moving around. I keep getting new computers. But it's out there about the focus group that they submitted to OSEP to try to convince OSEP that, oh, no, it's okay if all of our hearing officers are employees of the Department of Education while they're hearing and deciding cases and getting paid by the very agency, okay, that's giving the money to the public school. They're crazy in Massachusetts. I don't have any time or use for them. And if there's a way for me to stop them, I'm going to take every opportunity and I'm going to make it hard. And that's why I want to do this. Okay. That's why I decided this is how I'm going to do it, because I don't like anybody. Got to put that out there. But anyway, so we're just going to continue. This is part 2. And I think this will go a lot faster than the other parts, but I do have the letter that prompted me to show you guys how to do this. Okay. So the reason why I'm doing this is because of some events that have taken place in Massachusetts that are directly aligned with what I did for one of my clients. And it was an investigation that we requested. It's PRS 8566. Okay. So they did an investigation and it was horse manure. And so then, because they didn't do what they were supposed to do, they didn't review all relevant information, they didn't collect all of the data that they needed that was available, they didn't investigate all of my allegations. Those are huge, because if you leave out those 3 things, then there's only one reason why you would do that, and that would be to set it up for the school district to prevail, which is exactly what happened. And which is exactly why I nailed them on it. And then I sent that whole package when I filed against the state. The same time I filed against the state, I sent that package over to OSEP. And a few months later, after I filed against the state, a few months later, the department gets a letter from OSEP saying, hey, we need some stuff from you people, because there's a whole bunch of people complaining about what's going on. So that's why I said I'm going to show you guys how to do this too, because in Massachusetts, when you get a decision from PRS, the state complaint, the final decision, the findings, you can't appeal it to the BSEA due process hearing. You have to go to court, and I'm iffy on if you can even appeal it in court. But what you can do, file against them. Now, I don't think too many people have done this. I think I'm one of only a few people, if any, that have actually filed against the SEA. I've been doing it for years, and finally they did their job. Finally. But I had a lot of people working with me at the same time. I was telling everybody what to do, how to contact OSEP, what to do. And I'm telling you, united, we stood. Okay. And we got it done. So now Massachusetts has to do a whole bunch of stuff. Now, that's not to say that Massachusetts is actually going to do it, and that there's going to be some kind of repercussions. I don't know what's going to happen. I know we're one step closer than we were before I did that. Okay. Because it's never happened before that a PRS complaint from a parent ended up a PRS complaint against the state that ended up the state having to hire additional people for PRS to do their job and to get training all behind one complaint that they screwed up. And they screw up a lot of complaints. The only thing I can figure out as to why it worked this time is because I'm a haunt. And I made OSEP hear me. I don't care. I don't care if they're tired of me. It doesn't bother me. I don't care if anybody likes me. I'm not here for them to like me. I've always had this philosophy in my head that if those people on that side of the fence don't like me, then I'm doing my job. If they like me, I screwed up. Something happened. Because it's not about them liking me. It never was. I don't care if they like me. I have no respect for those people. And I don't know why parents and some advocates and just people in general, why you just give your respect away. Make people earn your respect. And they earn it by doing their job. We live in America. If they don't do their job, you have the right, the responsibility to question authority. And that's what I did. And they don't like it. And boo-hoo. I care why. I know this. My taxes, my paychecks, when they come in, there's a lot of money missing. And you know why? Because the United States needs my money to run this country, just like they need yours and everybody else's. So I don't know why schools and all these stupid state agencies think that they can just take our money and do whatever the hell they want with it because they got it like that. They don't got it like that. Isn't that nice English from a college graduate? They don't got it like that. I don't care. Okay. And yes, I'm feeling some kind of way today, and I don't know why. I don't know why I'm feeling like I'm antsy. I don't know if it's something's in retrograde or something. I was just talking to my mother about it. Oh, by the way, did you guys, whoever didn't see the video live, did you go back and listen to it? Me talking to my mama. Yeah, I thought that was cute. I just left it there. I don't care. So I just wanted you guys to know, what time it is and what we're all about and what I'm about. My name is Tammy and I'm an advocate. And I love what I do. And I love helping parents do it. But doing one kid at a time ain't going to cut it. Because there's just too many kids that are missing out. And these stupid people don't care. They don't care. So anyway, I bet you people are talking to me and I don't even know because guess what? I just put it on. Hi, Alma. How you doing? Hi, Meg. Hi, Meg. Hi, Alma. Do not forget to give me the list of the most frequent. Oh, that's going to be when I promote the letter. Okay, when I put the whole letter together, so you guys can go in and actually use it as a template. It's got part of that letter that we're writing today is going to have the most frequent violations, and I can tell you them off the top of my head. It's all about FAPE, denial of FAPE. Listen, guys. Anytime you guys write a complaint, the first thing you say is, the district denied FAPE. Anytime they didn't do their job, they denied FAPE. It's at the top of the list every single time. That's 34 CFR 300.101, denial of FAPE. That's what you cite them for. They didn't do 34 CFR 300.101. They didn't do it. So that's the first thing, okay? Anything having to do with the IEP is 34 CFR 300.320 through 328. All of those are going to be in there. I'm telling you. They're all going to be in there. See, what's another one? Prior written notice. 34 CFR 300.503. That's prior written notice. In Massachusetts, it's called an N1. They call it all different names, but it's prior written notice. Okay? That's when you ask for something and they say no. Or they propose. Like my favorite thing was when they propose to do an evaluation because they want to change a kid's placement. Yeah, that's never going to happen. Don't you ever do that. Because when they say, we want to reevaluate your kid, and you say, why? They say, so that we can change his placement. That'll be a big fat no, because they can't do the evaluations unless you give consent. And they can't change your kid's placement until they do the evaluations. See how that works? Yeah. They don't get to say, well, we our feelings. Nobody cares about their feelings. Stick your feelings where the sun don't shine. Okay. I don't care nothing about nobody's feelings. I only care about my feelings when I'm mad because you're not doing your job. What kind of shit I say? Okay. And I never saw anything in the idea that talked about the school districts or the state's feelings. Never. It's not in there. Congress did not include anybody's damn feelings. So if the school district has some feelings, then they need to do their job and prove that your kid doesn't need that program. And then even if they come up with some lame documentation that they collected along the way that they didn't have permission to collect, okay, because they do that too. You also have the right to get an independent evaluation at public expense. And that's, I'm telling you, I'm going to show you guys how to do an easy way to get an independent evaluation at public expense. Okay, I'm going to show you, it's real easy. They're stupid. They do not evaluate in all areas of suspected disability. They never do. Never, ever, ever. And that's how you can get them. And the way you can prove it is I'm going to show you a little trick. It's called Pearson Clinical. And Pearson Clinical has all of the assessments that they have to buy. There's only two places I told you before where they can buy them. Pearson Clinical or Western Psychological Services. Those are the only places you can buy. Hi. Thank you for your advice. No problem, honey. Mamo. Okay, Mamo. But thanks for coming, everybody. Yeah. Whenever you guys have to get in your head that if they're doing something, there's a way around it. Okay. They're doing something because they lie. They lie about everything. If you ask them what time is it, and you looked at the clock and it said 12, they'll tell you it's 11. Just because they can. They got nothing else to do. They're lazy people. Okay. And I'm saying this from my perspective in my history of being an advocate. I can't remember a time and I'm telling you, I have clients that go, I mean, the kids are grown now. They're like when I say grown, like my son was my first client. He's 45. I was helping get that's how I learned how to do this. My kid, that's how most advocates do this, is because they have a kid with a disability, and this is how they end up becoming advocates, because they don't like what's going on. So anyway, so yeah, I'm on a rant today. I don't care. But anyway, so when I put the whole, I'm going to write it down because I'm going to forget, because I'm old. And then somebody's going to say, hey, Tammy, you didn't give us the most frequently used violation laws. What type of evaluation would they need to do? Recommend change of placement? Everything. They have to prove that you're, first of all, Christine, honey, they can't. If your kid is already in a placement, okay, somebody from the placement has to say your kid needs a residential, or he needs to go back to public school. If nobody's saying that, tell them to go eat shit and die. That's what you do. If they want to do that, they have to put it in writing, okay? They have to say what assessments they want. And I mean, if your kid is in a day program, go back and look at all of the assessments that were done. And there's a whole bunch of them. There's a whole list. If you go to my website, there's a letter on there. If you can't get it, just let me know. N1 says independent observation assessments, but there are none. I don't even know what that means. Send it back to them and say, where is it? People, you got it. If you can look at the document and you can see what you just said to me, does it cost $100 to go to hearing? I don't know. I've never charged my clients $100,000 to go anywhere. How much are you paying your attorney? I mean, I don't understand. Listen, people. Listen to me. There's no guarantees that a lawyer is going to win your case. Period. That's number one. Number two, you never, ever, ever go to a hearing and you don't have independent evaluations done. And the only thing that you have is what the school gave you. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. Team said out of seat. Honey, you need a neuropsychological evaluation, okay? You need a neuropsychological evaluation in all suspected areas of disability. You go to a neuropsych, okay? You find use your insurance. Go get an independent. Don't fight them. Just go get an independent done. If you have insurance, you can get it. Go get an independent done. And you want a neuropsychological evaluation done on your kid. Then you want the Vineland done. You want, if there's any behaviors whatsoever, and behaviors can be everything, not just picking up crap and throw it across the room. Behaviors are non-compliance or refusal to do work. Those are behaviors. It doesn't have to be violent. It doesn't have to be physical or verbally violent in order to be a behavior. If your kid is refusing to do the work, that's a behavior. If your kid is refusing to go to school, that's a behavior. Then you need a functional behavioral assessment to identify those target behaviors and to find out what interventions will work to make that behavior change. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to go to a neuroscientist. You need a BCBA, okay? That knows what the hell they're doing, because there's a whole bunch of BCBAs that went to school, spent all kind of crazy money to get their certification and all of that. And then I can't even tell you, I was just close to quitting school behind what was going on with BCBAs. So be real careful about some BCBAs, because a lot of them, they're not worth the paper their certificate is written on. I'm telling you, they're just not. So at 4%, unkind showed 4% unkind comments. I don't know what that means, honey. I don't know how much it's going to cost you. Okay. Every time a parent came to me and I was advocating for them, and then they decided that they wanted an attorney, yeah, they ended up calling me back. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. You can't get an attorney on the phone like you can get me on the phone, okay, to talk. And every time you talk more than 15 minutes, you're being charged. They're going rate an hour, okay? That's why it costs $100,000. It doesn't cost $100,000 for you to get up and go to a hearing. It doesn't. What costs the money is all the telephone calls, all the prep work, putting it together, getting the subpoenas, all of that stuff. That's why it costs so much money. Filing all of these documents. Well, for a due process hearing, if you want to do something, this is what you do. What I would do is I'd file a complaint. I would just file a complaint. I don't care what they say. Is it a violation not to give recommendations after? Yes. Okay. Do you know how many times I've been to a team meeting and some wombat evaluator, OT, PT, speech and language, the special ed teacher, the school psychologist? Do you know how many times you go to, and the recommendations will be made by the team? Do you have any idea how many arguments there were? Me cussing them out. You know why? When they don't put the recommendations in, that means that the evaluation is inconclusive. The only person that can give you the recommendation for that particular area, for that particular evaluation, OT, only the OT can make a recommendation about services. Because the OT, what are you saying? And I cussed one out one time. I said, so let me get this straight. So you can't tell me what your evaluation means? Is that what you're telling me? And we were in a team facilitated meeting. The facilitator was sitting right there to tell him to shut up. I said, you're not going to say we're going to do this right now. We're going to do it right now, because my next step from here is I'm going to hearing and I'm dragging you with me. No, you're not. He said, why not? He said, because I didn't sign. You should get up and leave right now. I told him, get up and leave right now, because I didn't release you of anything. You sat there and I didn't sign your little paperwork. I'm going to call you as a witness. You shouldn't be here. I already told you that. Bite me. He sat there, he shut up, and then finally the PT gave me her recommendations. Yeah, team, yeah, bite me. Unless they can prove that everybody sitting there is certified and licensed and everything, up until that point, because they came to the meeting, go look at your regulations. In Massachusetts, it literally says that the evaluations have to contain recommendations by the evaluator. It literally says that in the state regulations under evaluations and reevaluations. It literally says that. Because what good is doing an evaluation if the purpose of doing it is to determine what the needs are for the kids? So if the evaluation is lacking that and it's for the team to decide, then good, let's go to hearing. Let's go. So you can explain why you didn't do your job, because you're incompetent. There are no record. Can the parent just ask for an IE? What you have to say is, you have to tell them during the meeting, your evaluation is inconclusive, okay? And therefore you did not evaluate in all areas of suspected disability, and you don't even know how to make a recommendation based on your assessment. So did you have to ask questions, and you have to be tough. Hey, Ben, you have to be tough on these people. Okay. You have to be tough. Don't be loud. Don't be arrogant. Just be tough. And you say, so let me get this straight. Where are the recommendations? Well, that's for the team. Who told you that's for the team? Have you lost your mind? Before you guys go to a team meeting, go and review your evaluations. Get you a nice little highlighter, okay? Highlight the important parts. The first page you want to go to is the page that says recommendations. If there are no recommendations, that's your first damn question. That's your first question. Because when you're at the team meeting and the PT's running them out there, and they say, and you say, are you done? Yeah. Do you have any questions? Oh, I got a lot. What you do is you go on Pearson Clinical, okay, and you download the bot 2. And then you turn everything in the bot 2, the sample bot 2 that you can get for free, download it to your computer. Go there and say, so, what's my child's range of motion? Range of motion. What is it? That's gross motor skills. What? So can he throw a ball? What? Can he turn? Can he move around? Can he cross the midline? Can he do any of that? And it's not in that evaluation. You say, so let me get this straight. You did not evaluate in all areas of suspected disability, did you? You did not use the bot 2, did you? And that's another thing, you people. I'm telling you people something right now. Their opinions aren't worth a hill of beans. Do you understand me? Because they love to use screenings. That's illegal. You cannot use a screening to determine the child's instructional whatever, to determine eligibility. It's a screening. It's like that screening for the colon test. It's a screening. Do you know how many people are deemed they have colon cancer because of that stupid screening? I'm not taking that. Just go in and do your job. Let me know if I have anything. I'd rather do that than do it twice. But as I'm just trying to say, it's actually illegal. And that's another law, is screenings. You guys got to know about the screening regulation. It's very clear. Let me show you. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I'm on a warpath today, and I don't know why. I'm just feeling some kind of way. 34 CFR 300 point, was it 302? Yes, I am good. I am so good. I can't stand it. So smart. I'm a smart girl. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is what the law says about a damn screening. Okay, it's illegal. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, see that law right there? See it? See it pretty good. Okay, wait, I got to move this over so I can pull it up so I can see it. I'm blind as a bat. Oh my goodness. Hold on, you guys. Okay, where is it? Okay, where's my law? Where's my law? Oh, no, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Okay, good. All right, stop this. Let's try it again. One more again, guys. One more again. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Okay, do it this way. Then over here. I do not understand. I don't understand any of this. What's going on? There it is right there. I don't know why it's not. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll do it. I'll get it right, guys. That's not it. There it is. Where is it? Yeah. Okay, guys. I don't know why my computer is doing this nonsense now. Okay, there. How's that? Okay, guys, I just screwed up something. Give me a minute, okay? Like my other guy says, talk amongst yourselves. Well, I fixed it because I don't know what I'm doing now. Where are you? Okay, there I am. Scared myself. Okay, let's do this again. Present. There. Screening. Okay, I'll just use this one instead. Okay. See that? See that law right there? See, it says screening for instructional purposes is not an evaluation. Okay. So you can't use a screening. Okay. Now, there are some screenings that are real good. And if you look them up, you'll find out that they're screenings. But like the behavior assessments, those are the hi Marlo. Thank you, girl. That's right, Alma. I love what I do, so I gotta leave it there. But anyway, when you're getting evaluations done, guys, this is what you have to understand. The school district will do everything in their power not to do their job, including using make-believe invented evaluations. And unless you have to question everything, okay? And that's why when they say they're going to do an evaluation, you tell them you want the name of the evaluation. Okay, because you can look it up. So here's what it says about a screening. The screening of a student, listen, by a teacher or specialist to determine appropriate instructional strategies for curriculum implementation shall not be considered to be an evaluation for eligibility for special education and related services. Do you understand? So they can't give you a questionnaire that the teacher made up. And they say, oh, well, the teacher did her assessment. The teacher didn't do doodly squat. Okay. What's the name of this assessment? What's the name of the assessment? And they're going to look at you like you have 14 heads. Okay. And that's okay. You want them to look at you like that. Okay. Because you always want them to know that you know what time it is, even if you're bluffing. Okay. What about school districts doing a screening when they assess for dyslexia? Is that yes, it's illegal too. When you're doing, there's actually assessments that you can do this specifically for dyslexia. Formal tests. They're called, guys. This is what they have to do. They have to use technically sound, reliable, valid and reliable testing instruments. It's 34 CFR 300.304. Let me show you what it looked like. Did it again. I love doing that. So much fun. Okay, so we'll do this. I should do this so you guys can see what I'm doing. When I'm clicking around in here, it's me trying to pull up the screen so you guys can see what I'm saying. Okay. And then I have to do it again so I can see what I'm doing. So I can type. I can't type on this screen right here, but I have it over here. So this is what I do. I go to this thing right here. Okay. I already know the law, so I just look it up. So once you type in 34 CFR, okay, you type in 300.304. This is an area, okay, where the school districts violate all the time. All the time, okay? So here we go. One of the things they'll do is they'll try to get away with doing one test and everything else is everybody's opinion, okay? They can take all of their opinions and you can stick it with sun or shine, okay? Their opinion is not even close to being technically sound because every single teacher in every single school district and every single school across the United States could have a different opinion, okay? That's why it's called an opinion, okay? That's how you talk to them. We do all that kind of crazy, wild stuff I just did with my head. That's what you do. Okay. So here it is right here. See here? Right here. Let me get my pen. Okay. Here. See that? Use a variety of assessment tools and strategies to gather relevant. Here it is right here. Functional, developmental, academic information about the child, including information provided by the parent, because guess what you guys do sometimes? You guys get evaluations done on your own, through your doctor, through your insurance. You hand it to them. Guess what? They have to have a team meeting to discuss the results. Yes, they have to do that too. Okay? So, they have to determine through these assessment tools whether the child is a child with a disability, the content of the child's IEP, including information to enabling the child involved in and progress in the general curriculum. This is the purpose of the evaluations. Okay, here we go. Now let's do this one. Okay, so then we jump down here. They can't use just one. They can't use any single measure or assessment as the sole criterion for determining whether a child is a child with a disability and for determining an appropriate educational program for the child. They can't do it. They can't do the WISC-5 all by itself and then have a whole bunch of teacher assessments. No, they can't do that. Here we go. Next, here's the most important part. So now I do this. How do I do it? I got dots all over the place like a crazy person. Done. Okay. Here's the part. Use technically sound instruments that may assess the relative contribution of cognitive and behavioral factors in addition to physical or developmental factors. The key word here is technically sound instrument. That's Pearson Clinical and WPS, okay? Not classroom teacher notes. Those are good, but not all by themselves. They're not good. You know what's really good? Looking at the notes on your kids, on the comments on your kids' report card from the teachers. That's what you really use. So go in there and look at that sometime. Okay? And here we go. The assessments and other evaluation materials used to assess the child are selected and administered, not to be discriminatory, are provided and administered in child's native language, are used for the purpose for which the assessment or measures are valid and reliable. Okay? You can't take an OT, the BOT 2, and use it to determine the student's IQ. That's what that means. Yeah. It has to be by a trained and knowledgeable person. So the person has to be the person, those people have to be certified in that field in order to do an evaluation. OT, PT, speech and language, those are all certified people. Okay. Trained and certified in their respective fields. Okay. School psychologists. Yeah. Okay. Here's my other favorite. The child is assessed in all areas related to the suspected disability, which means you don't have to prove my kid has dyslexia. All you have to do is suspect it. My kid has dyslexia. Now you tell the school, I want you to evaluate him. In all areas of suspected dyslexia, I want you to do all of the areas. Anything. And then it says, including if appropriate, what is that? Health, vision, hearing, social and emotional status, general intelligence. This is where it is right here, people, right here. This is where all the areas are. Okay? Right there. And then there's a whole section if you transfer from one school to another or from one state to another. There's a whole section on that. Okay? Assessment tools and strategies provide relevant information that directly assists persons in determining the educational needs of the child are provided. Do you understand? So in answer to your question, Jessica, never. They can never use a screening. As soon as they do the screening, you say, well, that's nice. Thank you very much. However, I'm going to need you people. Yeah, you people. To wait a minute, guys. I'm gonna need you people to actually, because you see, as soon as you say, do you really want to go to court with that? Do you want to go in front of a hearing officer about your little screening? And the next thing you do is you dispute it. Okay. So they use that. You set them up. That's another thing, guys. You got to learn how to set these people up. Okay. They're gonna do this wild stuff with you guys all the time. So get used to it. Okay. What you have to do is you have to be ready and know that it's coming. Okay, it's coming to you. It's like looking at a car coming 60 miles an hour and you're standing in the middle of the road. You know it's coming. It's coming straight at you. And as sure as my name is Tammy Lynn Joya, they're going to screw up the regulations. They're going to think they can do whatever they want. So when they tell you we're only going to do this assessment on the bottom of the consent, you write all of the other areas you want them to assess their kid in. You take a copy of that consent form that you signed with all of that information on it. And then when they come back and they don't do it, that means, guess what? They did not evaluate in all areas of suspected disability. Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? You just got them. When you write down all of the assessment areas on the consent, because they're going to tell you academics, OT, PT, speech and language, okay? Those are big. All of them in of themselves is big, okay? So when you see OT and PT, what you do is you write fine motor, gross motor, range of motion. You write all of that stuff in there. Yeah. You put it in the bottom. You tell them, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So you can, if you go to my website, it's www.needs.spedanswers. The name of it. I don't go on it that often. So I'm going to write a banner. I'll put it up here. Okay. Create a banner. So this is my website. I think that's it. Let me go up here and write it and see if I can get it. Needs.spedanswers.com. No. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know. Wait a minute. What is that damn thing? I can't remember. Is it one thing? Needspadanswers.com. That's what, there it is. Okay. Okay, I got it. It's needs. It's needspadanswers.com. That banner. And then right. Let me get that banner. Go. Show. Okay. So I'm gonna take this off. Hide. Okay. That's the that's my website. Okay. And on that website, you guys will find a bunch of letters. One of the letters, and if you have a problem getting them, okay, you let me know. If you email me, there's an email on there. If you email me, I'm gonna start checking it all the time. Okay. So if you email me, then I'll send it to you. But there's a letter in there on how on the definition of what you want. Okay, because I'm gonna tell you a trick they do. So if you went to them and you say you want the bot tool, you want the violin, you want the self, you want the Basque done, you want them to use the Woodcock Johnson versus the Wyatt. So you go in and you give them all the names, and they're going to get mad. Okay, they're going to say, we don't do it like that, blah, 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 blah. You say, okay. So now what you're going to do is, this is what I learned. Oh, really? So what I did is I got the definition of those evaluations from Pearson Clinical. So I put them in my letter to the school requesting all of these areas be evaluated. So if you go to that website, let me see. I'm going to see if I can do this, okay? Let's dumb Tammy. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, there she is. Pretty cute. Okay. So there's my website. Okay. So what I want to do, okay, how do I find all my stuff? Here it is. So IEP, documents, special assessments. Okay, so, oh no, that's not the one I want. Okay, wait. I got a lot of stuff here. I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but yeah, okay. 3 comments. Can we ask for evaluations every year? You don't want to overtest the kid. Okay, 2 years is good because it gives the kid a break. 9 times out of 10, they're going to use the same assessment or a form of that assessment. Like you can do the Woodcock Johnson. When you do the Woodcock Johnson, you can do the short form or the long form. Okay, it's just like the sensory profile. You can do the long form or the short form. So if you've never done it before, then what you want to do is you make sure that you want them to do the full, not the short form of any of these assessments. Okay. Wait a minute, guys. Wait. Let me see if I can find it. I hope that answered your question. So no, it depends. First of all, it depends on the kid. Okay, that's another thing. It depends on the kid, because if the kid is truly complex, there's a lot of issues and there's a lot of changes all the time, then maybe. But there's a lot of stuff. It depends on the kid. The kid dictates it. You don't want to overtest the kid because it would skew the scores, because after a while the kid becomes familiar with the test, even though you think, well, it was a year ago, but that kid had that same test before. So at some point in time, the kid's going to remember, oh, I've done this before. So you want to make sure that it's always, a big span in between. Okay. I'm in California, and even though there is a new bill about assessing students with dyslexia, districts are already talking about a screening. That was great. Thank you. No problem. Just go 34 CFR 300.304. Tell them to eat dirt. Tell them if they do that, you're filing a complaint with OSEP. OSEP just did it in Massachusetts about RTI. One of the things that they like to do is use RTI in lieu of putting your kid in special ed. Okay. RTI, or some form of RTI. Okay. RTI is this 3-tier system that they put the kid on. So under the law, they have to do a thing called child find. Okay. And that's when the school districts have to identify and locate any child that may be a child with a disability and get that kid evaluated. Now, most of the time it's coming from the parent, or when the kid first starts school, like if they're in pre-K or if they went through early intervention, that's how they're notified. But what schools are doing, and there's actually an OSEP letter on it, cautioning school districts from doing this. There's an OSEP letter, and it says that they are aware that school districts across the United States are using RTI rather than, child find. And it's a violation, because RTI is this stupid system. I don't even understand why OSEP allows it, because it's a way for these people to get away with not educating your kid. So your kid goes on tier 1. Okay, fine. That's okay, 1. But it's 1 year. Tier 1 is 1 year. Okay? Okay, so if your kid comes back to school, the next year they put your kid on tier 2. You know what they should have done? Referred your kid for evaluation. That's what they should have done. If anybody out there has got their kid on some kind of form, and they'll say, I actually got into an argument with a school in Arizona about this. And they said, oh no, we're not, this is not a tier, this is not RTI. No, it was called MTSS, multi-something tier system. The T in the acronym was tier. It was too. And it was in OSEPs. OSEP had it all over the place. That's what they called it, all over the United States. But they didn't want to do what they had to do. I asked them for ADHD and dyslexia evaluations, and their response was, those are not recognized. There's no such, first of all, honey, there's no such thing. If you're going to ask for something, okay, wait, let me go here. See, how can I explain this? Okay. If you don't know what it is, don't ask them. They don't want to tell you. Why would they want to tell you about some expensive test that they have to go and do for your kid that's going to prove your kid has dyslexia, or your client, or whatever? What you do is you take your kid, you use your insurance, and you go get it tested. You go get your kid tested at a reputable neuropsychologist, not a neurologist, a neuropsychologist for the area of dyslexia. Okay? Don't do that. You guys give them too much authority. You go there and you think, well, I'm just going to tell them no. They're going to tell you no. I would have told you no too. I would have said, what the hell are you talking about? If you don't know what you're asking for, don't do it. Don't ask them for things you don't know about. Okay, this is what you have to do. You know what lawyers do, guys? I'm getting hot. You know what lawyers do? You never see a lawyer ask a witness on the witness stand a question that they don't already know the answer to. That's what you do. You don't go there and say, I want my kid tested for dyslexia. You go there and say, I want my kid tested in this area, and this area, and this area, and this area. And guess what? It all equals, guess what? Dyslexia testing. Can't breathe. That's how you ask for evaluations. You tell them the areas that you want the kid tested in, which will equal the test that you want. You don't tell them you want dyslexia testing because they'll give you the WISC-4 or some stupid shit. Can we ask for evaluation? No. Thank you. No problem. Did I answer you guys? Okay, good. So, wait a minute. I gotta put my fan, guys. I'm hot as hell. Oh. Oh, you guys got me all hot and bothered. Okay, so okay, that's good. You guys get that? That's my website. If you have a problem getting you want anything on there, I didn't show you the letters, but just go on there. Do you guys want to see the letters? You don't want to see. Just go there and see them. Okay. If you need help getting them, and then you'll understand better when maybe I should show it to you. Okay, let me go to it. See if I can find it. Okay, good. It's still there. Okay. Because this would really help all of you. Let me see if I can find it. Regulations. Okay, if you guys go to my website, it has a lot of stuff that you need. Okay, I gotta get rid of the stupid banner. Okay, hide. Okay, good. If you go to my thing, there's a lot of information in here. There's fillable forms in here. Where are my documents? Services. No, I don't want that. Okay, records. Oh, good. I spelled recommendations really good. IEP filing complaints is on here. There's a whole thing about filing complaints. There's some videos on that. I wanted to show you where are those documents. Here it is. Special education documents. Oh, here it is. Okay. This is cool. Okay. So here it is right here. I'm going to make it bigger. So this is it over here. This is a student's records request letter. Because the other thing that you guys do is say you want all your kids' records. You got to be specific with these people because what they're trying not to do is give you everything. Okay, that's what they're trying not to do. They don't want to give you everything. And in my documents, it's not big. I need this to be bigger. Okay. Ooh, that's way better. Okay. So when I ask for the records, what I do is any and all IEPs and corresponding IEP quarterly progress reports in the last 6 years. Now, I would only go 3 years because you don't really need anything beyond 2 years or 3 years, okay? Then any and all evaluations and assessments in the last 3 years. So you put what you want, okay? This is exactly what I'm telling you guys. Go to my website. If you have a problem getting these records, this format, this document, let me know, and I will get it for you and send it to you via email, okay? All right. So now I got to do this again. So that's not really the one I want, but that's what I'm talking about with being direct with these people, okay? You can't go in there and say, I want this, and then magically delicious happens. They're not leprechauns, they're stupid. They don't want to do it. What you're asking them to do, they don't want to do. But asking for these records, so when you ask for these records, there's a laws, okay? You have a right to all of these records under IDEA, not FERPA. It's another thing. Never, ever, ever use FERPA. I will never use FERPA. You only use IDEA regulations regarding student records. Do you understand? If you don't know what that is, you let me know and I will tell you. It's 613. Okay? So anyway, we did that. So now we're going to zoom out again. So I want, I wonder if I can, that's an order. Da. Okay, so now I got to stop sharing here. Let's do my screen. I do this, do this, do this, and do this, and fillable form. Is that it? Yep. Share. Okay, this is a fillable form. Okay, so what is this nonsense right there? You can see. So if you go in any of these boxes when you download this or I send it to you, I don't know what's going on. I set it up so that you guys could get them. Maybe Windows 11 is better and I can do it. So, but all you do is you could type whatever you want. Create a copy. Okay. So you go in and it's supposed to let you type in there and stuff. So anyway, but it doesn't matter. That's not the important stuff. This is good to request for evaluations. It's to request for an independent at no cost. So this is why it's good. Okay. You don't need consent. When you ask for an independent evaluation for the school district to fund, they don't have consent. You have to go find the independent evaluator, and then you give them the name and address of that person, and then they have to go and send a contract over to them if they agree to do it. They don't need your consent for that. Okay? They don't need your consent because they're going to pay for it. Okay. The doctor will get the consent from you. Anyway. Let me see. They charge me for copies. Yes, they will. But if your kid is getting free or reduced lunch, which I had the thing last week, I put it out there in my last video. I think it was last week. Yes, I did in the chat. It's 7 CFR 210. Type that in. And anybody that is paying for, I'm sorry, I'm giving you the wrong information. That's the free lunch program. Anybody that's getting free or reduced lunch, they get the copies for free. So if you're below poverty, if you're low to no income, you get them for free. Okay. They can't charge you. And I can get you that. So they can't charge you. That's a violation unless you're, doing pretty good. Now, here's what I was talking about earlier. We got way off track, but that's okay. That's okay. How to request all the documents. No FOIA. Listen, stop doing FOIA, you guys. You do IDEA. The district has to give you the damn records under 34 CFR 300.613. Period. No FOIA, no FERPA, no none of that shit. Those records are sitting in that school. They have them. You don't have to do a FOIA request. You understand? That's a violation. No FOIA. I don't know why they're telling you guys this. They have your kids' records and they're telling you the FOIA request takes 30 days. Absolutely not. No. Request all documents with my son's name on it. No. It's not a public records. FOIA is a public records request. Your kids' records are not public requests. All right. It's the Freedom of Information Act. Okay. FOIA stands for the Freedom of Information Act. The Freedom of Information Act is for public records. From public, your kids' records are not public. That's why you don't get them under FOIA. Look it. I'm gonna beat you guys. I'll go back to you. I'll go back to you. Never do FOIA. Never do FERPA. Your kids' records. I'm telling you guys. Go look up what FOIA is. FOIA is the Freedom of Information Act. You know who does FOIA? Journalists. Yeah, they do FOIA for public records regarding everything under the sun that's United States Department of. Okay, from the president down to the guy that works in the trash company in your town. Okay, that's a FOIA request. When I asked for a FOIA request for my friend for conservation in her town, they said no. I reported them. It's a public record. Give me the goddamn records. They're her records. They have her name on it. You have to give it to me. A FOIA request is not the same as getting a student record request. It's not the same. Okay? Never do FOIA. Good. I'm glad, Alma. Okay. So now we're going to talk about this. So like I said before, when you want an evaluation, you don't tell them I want a dyslexia evaluation. You go in there and you say this. Let's go down here. Here's what you do. See right here? You're going to do speech and language for dyslexia. Okay, so you're going to say, you want a speech and language eval done, and these are the areas. You want a review of auditory, visual, motor, and cognitive status, standardized measures of specific aspects of speech, spoken and non-spoken language, cognitive communication, and swallowing function. You want to know all of that. It's because dyslexia may be a part of this. We don't know. Remember, suspected disability. Okay, because if you want what you're trying to get is a diagnosis, really the only place you should go to get a diagnosis of dyslexia is to the doctor, to a doctor that specializes in reading. Ben Tobin Hello. Just threw you under the bus. But anyway, you want to go to somebody in that field, and you want to go to somebody that's reputable, not some Joe Schmo down the street that just put some, put his shingle out there and said, hey, I'm a reading specialist. No, check these people out. Just because they have the credentials don't mean they're smart people. Okay, so check them out. So remember, all areas of suspected disability. So that includes speech and language for dyslexia. Okay, because you never know. You don't have a diagnosis of dyslexia yet. So you don't know what the area is. So you definitely want speech and language. Okay. So then you definitely want a comprehensive reading assessment. So you want them to do, this is what you're telling them. Okay. This is what you're telling them. And here are the areas for the comprehensive reading assessment. Letter and word recognition. I want to know what the levels are. I want to know where he's at or she's at regarding letter and word recognition, reading comprehension, phonological awareness, nonsense word decoding, word recognition fluency. All of that crap is in one test. That's valid and reliable. If they do this, if they find a test that has all of this information in it, that's a valid and reliable. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'll give you something stupid like the DRA2. The DRA2, that's a screening. It's what they use in RTI. Bull crappy. The Dibbles, bull crappy again. All you have to do is read the studies. There were books written about these assessments. They're not good. They're screenings. Okay. The screenings only tell you that there's a possible problem, or there's none, or it's wrong. It's just like that colon thing. Cologuard. Half the time it's wrong. So you can't go by a screening. That's why it's called a screening. Yes, indeed. That's right. See, Ben Tobin, that's a smart guy right there. That guy right there, smart as hell. Right? What right, Ben? So you were listening to me, huh? Okay. Yeah, that's my guy. Mr. Harvard. That's Mr. Harvard grad. Okay, reading. All right. So those are all the areas you tell them. You don't tell them the name of the assessment. Okay. You tell them this is what I want you to do. See the little boxes over here? Check box. Look, okay, cancel. You put it, you could put it, see how it changes? If I'm not doing it this way, you'll be able to check the box. Okay. If not, check the damn box, print it out, check it anyway, and give it to the school. And you keep a copy for yourself. Okay. And then, of course, there's the handy dandy neuropsychological assessment. What did I put down here? Okay. What I do is I look stuff up, and then I got the definitions of them. I found out what an assessment would do. What's the one that had the most areas that I would want my kid to be tested in? Then I put it in this paper. You understand? I like to think so. It's my guy. Okay. That's the guy. Okay. He's reputable. Okay. Got Harvard behind him. That's called reputable. All right. So anyway. So you also want a neuropsychological because of the areas. Like I said, you don't know yet if the kid has dyslexia or not. So you have to get these areas assessed because that's what the law says. The law says all areas, whether they are related to the disability that you suspect your kid has or not, because at this moment in time, we don't know. We don't know how this disability impacts this kid, because that's another thing, guys. Dyslexia is not just, it's not a cookie cutter. Different kids, different areas of need. Okay, so, Ben, am I right? Just because you have dyslexia doesn't mean every single person that has dyslexia is going to exhibit it in the same exact way. It's just like autism, okay, or any disability. For instance, does anybody know what's his name? Stephen Hawking? I mean, that man was severely disabled. Thank you, Ben. So if you don't know, you don't know. So you got to go find out. You guys, you have to think beyond your box. Okay? You got to think, I don't know. I don't know nothing about this kid. The mother says the kid has dyslexia, or I'm the mother and I suspect he may have dyslexia, but that's the only reason why I'm saying that is because I only know about dyslexia being a problem for people who write backwards or who have a problem comprehending, reading comprehension issues. I only say that because that's the limited amount of information I know about dyslexia. Go beyond that. That's why the laws are clear. The laws say that you have to evaluate in all areas of suspected disability. Dyslexia is humongous. Go look up the definition of dyslexia. Look up the definition of the areas of any area that you have. Autism, it's huge. It's huge. I'm representing a kid. Well, I'm not representing him. I'm providing a service to a kid right now. He's autistic. He drives a car. He has a job. Yeah, he knows how to work a cricket like nobody's business. He's got a business. I got another one, autistic. He is my client. He's in college right now. He's in college because in New York, he can stop going to school, but then go to college and get his degree at the same time he's working on his high school diploma. So he's in college. But I got a niece she can't do anything. And I got another kid, he can't do anything for himself. He's 22 years old, his mother has guardianship of him because he cannot take care of himself. So you have to think beyond everything, especially if you're an advocate, okay? Especially if you're an advocate. You have to think beyond. What I did with this letter is I tried, okay, see, here's the Vineland, for instance, okay? So rather than say I want the Vineland behavior assessment, okay, I say I want you guys to measure communication, daily living skills, socialization, motor skills, maladaptive behavior. And I want you to do it receptive, expressive, and written language. The subdomain. Here's the domain, and here's the subdomain. And daily living skills, personal, domestic, community. When you look up the Vineland behavior scale, it actually tells you what this is. This is like my go-to for children who have autism. There's certain assessments that I use. They're my go-tos. I use this one. I use the AFOS, the Assessment of Functional Language. What is it? Assessment of Functional Skills. I think that's what it is. I have the book over there. But anyway, I use the AFOS. I use the ABLES-R, which is the Assessment of Basic Language, Learning Language Skills, Revised. I'm screwing the names all up. I'm just telling you. But those are good for people who have autism, and it's for all ages. So when the school says, well, we can't do the ABLES-R because it stops at, that's a lie, Craig. That's what you tell them, it's a lie. Wow, I want for my beautiful, that's right. You want everything, honey. So what you want to do is you want to think beyond what you believe your world is. And the only way to do it, and I hate to tell you guys this, but you have to become a detective. We have to be the investigators, the detectives, the mommy, the daddy, the nurse, the doctor, the lawyer, the teacher, the special ed teacher, the OT, the PT, and the speech. We have to be all of these things for our kids because nobody's going to do it for us. They're not going to help us. Hi, Wendy. They're not going to help us. And I can't be everywhere. And yes, I get mad when I hear crazy cuckoo bird stuff. And I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking when I do like this, because this is where my chat is. I'm not talking about you guys. When I talk about cuckoo stuff, I'm talking about from the schools, from the administrators, from people who allege to be professionals in a field. And then when you ask them for recommendations on the evaluation they can't give it to you because you know why? The SPED director told them not to. Every single one of those evaluations that they give you that says recommendations will be made at the team meeting, you say, well, I guess we're done here. You get up and you walk out and you file a complaint because they didn't provide you with recommendations pursuant to the law. They have to provide you with recommendations, not the team. And like I told that stupid facilitator in Massachusetts, what are you talking about, the team? I'm not a speech and language pathologist or an OT. Are you? He said, no. I said, what about you? What about you and you and you? There's only one OT here. Why do you think that I want your opinion about what her evaluation said? Then you should have done it. That's the kind of stuff I say at meetings, okay? Because they're stupid and they don't expect you to say this stuff to them. And that's why you have to say it. You have to say it because it's true. Okay? You have to say it because it's true. If you, that's like, okay, would you, okay, let's do it this way then. How about you go to a cardiologist and they did testing on you. And so they got a group of people together. They got your podiatrist. They got the podiatrist, the speech and language pathologist, an OT and a PT. And they all came into your meeting. And the heart doctor, the cardiologist, is telling you what you need to do. Do you honestly think you need to hear from the OT and the PT about your heart? So they're going to have a decision making. They're going to make a recommendation for that surgeon to crack your chest open. Really? We're not doing none of that. That's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. So what you're going to do is you're going to tell the wombat that you're going to file a complaint. Not only, and that's another thing, people. You see, these people are certified to provide specific services to your kid. So if they're OT, PTs, and speech and language pathologists, guess what? They have to be licensed by the state, credentialed by the state. The wombats told me, Mrs. Gonzalez, we gave you verbally the recommendations. At this point, we cannot give that. You tell them, good, thank you, bye. I'm just going to go skip my happy ass home and I'm going to be typing and I'm sending all of this. Not only am I sending it to the Department of Education, but I'm also going to send it to OSA because you're in violation. I asked you to do, I consented for evaluations. Part of the evaluations, you little twit, is the recommendations, because this all by itself is nothing. And then you throw it up in the air. It's absolutely useless. Why don't you go sit down, the sped director, Mrs. Gonzalez, you go tell her. Then why don't you just go write it all up? Because isn't that why they're not telling me? Because you told them not to put in recommendations. Really? Would you go to a speech and language pathologist outside of this school and tell them to do an evaluation and then what? You're done? You got a recommendation. You got an evaluation with no recommendations. What the hell of good is that? You have to talk to them like they're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Okay. That's like saying, here's a lollipop. And all you gave him was a stick. I cracked myself up. Here's a Tootsie Pop with no pop. No Tootsie. Just a stick with a wrapper. Here you go. Stuck on that for a while. I know, I'm not. This is why I had to get out of this, because this kind of stuff will drive me nuts. They're stupid. And the way I get them is I get them by embarrassing the hell out of them. It's the only way to do it. Embarrass them in front of their colleagues. And you could do it in a very soft voice, not like me, loud and obnoxious, and I don't care. I recognize how I am. I don't care. Because they push me to that point over and over and over again. And you should not be working in the field of education in any degree or capacity. And you think doing an evaluation without recommendation and having a team of people who don't have the same credentials as you, making recommendations about an OT. So you want the speech and language pathologist to help make recommendations about a PT evaluation. And in your brain, that makes sense. You twit. Just saying. I got to go. That's why as soon as I was able not to do team meetings in person, I stopped because I was going to hurt somebody. It's a safety issue. So that's what you have to do. You understand? That's what you have to do. When you come correct. You come to play. Okay? You bring it to the game. That means when you have the you don't go to any team meeting unless you have the evaluations at least 2 days before the team meeting. And that's not a Friday to Monday. 2 school days before the meeting. So they have to give it to you like on Wednesday. If the meeting's on Monday. What they have to do. I know that's hard, and I don't care. But that's what they have to do. The reason why they don't do it, people. Now, meanwhile, back at the ranch, those people are sitting around discussing everything that's going in your kid's IEP before you even go. Do you understand? It's already been decided. You just want the same level, the same leverage that they have. You want a chance to look at their stuff too. You want to be prepared for the meeting. They don't give it to you. You don't go. You put it in writing and you say, I need the records. I need the records. I need the records. I need the records. In Massachusetts, they actually have that on the regulations. Yeah. In school, still do the same thing. Well, we had a meeting and she didn't come. We didn't come because we couldn't meaningfully participate because you refused to give us the evaluations 2 days before the meeting. When you sign consent, that's what you put on the consent form. You put on the consent form that you want the evaluations 2 school working days prior to the team meeting. It's a reasonable request. Otherwise, you can't attend. But just put that in there. If there's a problem with this, you tell them that they need to, otherwise you can, and you put in there, otherwise I cannot meaningfully participate in the team meeting process. They don't want you to have those evaluations before the meeting. They don't want you to prepare. You might ask some questions, and then they're going to say, well, the meeting's only an hour. Okay. The meeting's an hour? So let me see if I get this straight. You bring somebody with you too. If your school does this, you bring people with you. So you can get them to sign an affidavit that you attended the meeting and that the school district only allowed them to talk and not you. There were no questions. Every time you asked a question, they said, well, we can't because we only have this much time. And there's nothing in the idea that says the team meeting can only be 1 hour. They made that up. They make up everything they talk to you about. Everything that comes out of their mouth. You say, I'm going to need that. What law is that? I must have missed that in the idea. Don't go by theirs. Now, in some states, they actually, the special education regulations are idea regulations. Massachusetts, not so much. Massachusetts took out a lot of stuff. Massachusetts special education regulations is 25 pages. Yeah. The special education regulations is 307 pages of federal requirements that the state and the district have to implement. They cut it down to 25 because they don't want you to know. They want you to go look up the rest. That's what they want. They want to make this hard on you. And so the best way, parasites exactly on them. They're no good. What you have to do is you have to know your shit. I'm sorry. I really and truly am. Because I'm 65 years old. I'm telling you right now. There was some hard shit. There was a lot of sleepless nights. I had an attitude every day. I don't like people because of it. I mean, I'm serious. This is all not good. But unfortunately, this is your kid. Okay. And if you're an advocate, that's your kid. Every kid I took on, I told the parent, I'm going to fight for you as if your kid was mine. Everything I'm going to do for my kid, I'm going to do for yours. That's how we roll. That's the kind of advocate I am. And that's the kind of advocate I want you people to be. I want you to challenge authority. Do not be afraid of them. Do not let them see you sweat. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't let them see your weaknesses. Okay? If you go into this prepared, every team meeting, you go in prepared, you will win. You will force them to respect you. When you will let them know, look at, I don't know what planet you're on, but in my world, you have to earn my respect. It's not an automatic. Tell me what you know, I cry no more. I get angry like you have instilled, and I do challenge them. That's good, Wendy. I'm glad. The more people, what I tell you guys this all the time, what I have learned in the last 4 to 5 years is that a big mouth goes a long damn way. Especially if you can back it up. Don't be a big mouth and you can't back it up. Don't talk a lot of game and then you can't back it up. If you want to ask a question, know the answer before you ask the question. Set them up. It's fun. I'm telling you, it's so much fun to set them up. because they won't see you coming because they're dumb. They think everybody's dumb and they're the smart ones, or they want us to believe they're dumb. You win. I believe you're dumb. I don't know why it was like that. I hate this woman. Alina Habba went on TV and told everybody, would you rather be pretty or would you rather be smart? And she actually said she'd rather be pretty. She's an idiot. Who says stuff like that out loud in front of millions of people? And then she lost her boss's case. And then he fired her butt. I mean, who does stuff like that? They do. They do stuff like that. I wish to be like you when I grow up. It's so scary and stressful. I know it is. Yeah. I'm really trying. That's what I got to talk to you guys about. You're not alone. I know. You know what? They want you to think you're alone. And I just said this before. It's like you're in an abused relationship and they're the abusers. Do you know if they keep you isolated, then they get to keep abusing you? But if you tell everybody what they're doing, not again, not again, they can't abuse you anymore. They don't know what to do with me. I just said, I'm done. Click. I forever hung up on them. Or I just said, okay, I'm done. This is stupid. You're totally wasting my time and the parents' money. I'm out. Gotta go. Bye-bye. Put it in writing. Let me know what your decision is. As soon as you put it in writing, I'll talk to the parent. We'll make our next move. We're all set here. Bye, Felicia. So I got up and left. I am not kidding. Alina Habba, what a bimbo. She is a bimbo. So many of them out there. It's just amazing. And they're all walking around in Congress. People, you see, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Our situation right now is dire because there's way too many stupid people running around. And they're in high office. These people have major power. And they're out there. And they're walking around in Congress right now. Great grace. All over the place. How can a child with multiple disabilities have no school? It's disturbing. You can't have a school. You got to fight. You need to contact OSAP. I keep telling you, you won't. You don't need a lawyer on it. You need OSAP. You need OSAP. You need to put your records together little by little. You don't tell. Be quiet, Meg. You listen. You guys can't tell a sad story to OSAP. They don't give a shit. They don't care. OSAP does not care. What they care about is them breaking the law. Like I said before, like I said earlier, OSAP does a review every year on the schools and the states, And then the state has to get all the documentation from all of the schools in your state, put it in a report, and then they send it to OSAP. 9 times out of 10, everything is copacetic, cool beans. Except when a bunch of parents, and advocates, and stakeholders, and organizations start calling OSAP, sending emails talking about what the hell's going on. All of these kids, blah, blah, blah. Everybody got a story, but everybody's story seems to be the same story. What's going on? Hence, September 29th. Now we're waiting for the review from OSAP. And I don't suspect it's going to be real good for Massachusetts. I called Laura Dewar and she called Desi, who called my district without consent. Then Cat Lyons got mad and took a revenge on us. I don't want to hear that. I don't know what that means, revenge on you. Then you need to report Cat Lyons. Cat Lyons is a lawyer. She cannot break the law and take out revenge on you. Your lawyer, you need what I'm telling you, Christine, is you need a new lawyer because I'm telling you right now, your lawyer's not doing the lawyering that they need to do. Something's going on. And I can't be the one to fix it. What you need to do is, because I'm telling you, Cat Lyons ain't that tough. She's just not. I worked with Cat Lyons, unless she's turned into somebody else. I don't know. But Cat Lyons, and I can't, there's only so much I can tell you because I don't know your complete situation. However, what you need to do, when you send stuff to Laura Dewars, now since Laura Dewars did that, so now you send an email to Valerie Williams, her boss, and Miguel Cardona. And you let them know, you say, thanks a lot, Laura. Let me tell you what happened. When you did that, you contacted Desi. Desi contacted the district, and the district contacted Cat Lyons, and this is what happened. But you better be careful. You better know what you're talking about. You better make sure you can prove what you're saying. Just because that's what it feels like to you doesn't mean that's what's happening. Now, Believe me, I tend to believe you. However, your lawyer should have put a stop to that. I don't understand what your lawyer is doing. If your lawyer's not doing the job, then the lawyer needs to go, okay? Because you're going to lose. I don't understand how your stupid lawyer can allow Cat Lions to say they're going to change your kid's placement and there's no damn evaluations done. In order for them to change your kid's placement, they have to have evaluations done. In order for them to do evaluations, they need your consent. Why would you give them consent? For what though? See, Jessica, you can't just go around reporting people to the bar. You got to have legal grounds to do stuff. Just because you don't like what she did or you think she did something wrong doesn't mean she actually did. Like I told you guys before, know your shit, okay? Make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you know what you're doing as it relates to your situation. Your feelings don't matter. It doesn't matter that it feels like she retaliated against you. And if she retaliated against you, okay, or she took revenge, she's doing her job as the school district's lawyer, what it sounds like to me. Now, I don't agree with nothing she's doing. I'm telling you right off the bat. I would have had that kid in that day program or wherever you want him to be already. I would have checked Cat Lion's ass at the door. I'd have checked her real quick and I would have told her, you better figure it out because you know what? You guys don't have any evaluations. You have nothing. And the only reason why you want evaluations, Cat, is so that you can change the kid's placement. Do you really want to go to hearing on this? Really? Because there's nothing here. There's no there. Did the private school say he needed to be in a residential? If the kid needs to be in a residential, whatever the school says where the kid is at, that's what you need to concentrate on. And what you really need to do is go get a damn evaluation done. I told you that already. And all you have to do is tell your lawyer to write up a motion to tell the hearing officer to postpone the case until you get the evaluation done. Then they're going to be like, what? Yeah, go get your own neuropsych done. And tell the neuropsych what they're trying to do. And the neuropsych will put it in writing what his recommendations are and that the recommendations aren't for your kid to go wherever they want to put them. That's how you do it. Okay, good, because I'm getting mad. That's how you do it. You go to a neuropsych. I don't want to hear no more without you telling me you got an appointment with a neuropsych. You're in Massachusetts? Okay, I'm going to give you a good one. Her name is Carol Lavelle. She costs $3,000. And I don't think she takes insurance. She costs $3,000. She'll do a neuropsych that'll make your teeth fall out. Go ahead. Call her up. And there's a long wait. And BSEA knows who Carol Lavelle is. And so does Cat Lions. A lot of the school districts have major respect for her. Go contact Carol Lavelle or her daughter. They're both neuropsychs and neuropsychologists. And everybody knows they're good. So if she makes a recommendation, she makes a recommendation. Her name, remember, I'm going to put it out here. Call her. She's in the phone book. Wait, you want me to put it out here? Doctor. I'm not spelling her name. Lavelle. Neuro. Oh, no, don't scroll across. Add banner. Add the damn banner. Okay? Call her. She's in Massachusetts. Okay? You call her and you tell her what you believe. You tell her where your son's been sitting. You tell her that there's nothing that says he needs a residential. And Carol Lavelle is no joke. She's fair and she'll do her job. Now, you don't have to tell the school you're doing it either. You just go do it. You tell, if you're in a hearing, you tell your lawyer. You don't tell the lawyer. You go do what I'm telling you to do. Screw the lawyer. The lawyer's not doing it right. The only way you can stop Cat Lions, the only evaluations you have are the ones from the school. Do you understand? They're poo-poo caca. Do you have a neuropsychological evaluation by Carol Lavelle? Do you have anyone? Do you have a neuropsychologist? Do you have a neurological evaluation recent within the last 2 years? If you don't, call that woman. You understand me? Call her. and tell your lawyer to go file a postponement until you can get this evaluation. You tell him you're doing an evaluation and you need it for the hearing, and then he will get it. You don't have a neuropsych. You guys are driving me nuts. Christine, I want to punch you. Okay. You need a neuropsychological evaluation. What is I can't remember what you told me. Did you tell me before what his disability is? I can't remember. If you did, you can. If you didn't, don't tell everybody. If you feel uncomfortable, I don't care. Don't tell me. But I can't remember if you told me or not. Carol Lavelle. It's if your kid has some kind of, if your kid has autism, she can do it. If the only type of okay, honey, what is that? There's a lot of letters. Learning disabled, you got her. Go to her. Is it what is it? SLD, learning disabled, whatever, however that acronym is. That's the only acronym I don't know. I know all the other ones. It's because I really don't have a lot of kids with just that. And it doesn't look like he has just that either. But anyway, if it has anything to do with being learning disabled, that's your girl. Go to her. I'm telling you right now, I'm not even kidding. Dr. Leah was one of my favorite professors in grad school. I don't know. Dr. Lavelle was your... Dr. Lavelle was your professor, and you didn't call Dr. Lavelle for... I ought to come to Massachusetts and punch you. Why didn't you call her a long time ago? Oh, Christine. You guys can't make stuff harder on yourself. You understand? The problem is, let me tell you what it is. So you know her. So am I lying? Is she good or what? Chick is good. She's all about this tall too. I mean, I'm telling, and her daughter's just as good as she is. Just as good as she is. She's wonderful. I've sent everybody I know go. I've had the reason why I know is because I had several of my clients go there. She's excellent, exactly. So should I punch you now or wait for later? For not calling her a long time ago. You cannot go to a hearing and you don't have a neuropsych with recommendations about your kid's placement. You tell Dr. Lavelle that when you go see her, you tell her what you need. You don't tell her on the phone. You tell her what you believe. You tell her what your kid has. You tell her, and Dr. Lavelle is going to want all of the documents. You put them in a nice, neat little order. You tab it. You put it. She'll give it all back to you. Put it all nice and pretty, girl. Okay. You don't do anything until she says, I'll take you. You put all of the records in there, the report cards, the IEPs, the stuff from the new school, everything. Okay. Within and she'll tell you how long. She'll tell you, I want everything going all the way back from the day he was born. She'll tell you how much she wants. You put it together in a nice, neat pile with labeled and everything. So you have all the IEPs together. And you want this woman to do a good job. Okay. You want her to give you what you need. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something else. Sometimes what we want is not actually what our kids need. And I'm saying that because I'm trying to call. I'm not in a hearing. I've just filed homeschool. Can't afford it. Good. I'm glad. All right. So we can take out all that stuff. I could have sworn you said you were in a hearing. Okay, good. No, and a hearing doesn't cost $100,000. And you don't need to go to one. So why? I don't understand why you're talking to Cat Lyons then. You shouldn't be talking to Cat Lyons. You're not in a hearing. Tell Cat Lyons to go stick her head in a hole somewhere. And I'm telling you, she's just puffing you out. Cat Lyons could have already filed for hearing. If they haven't proposed any evaluation, Cat Lyons just messing with your head. Stop it. Jeez, all that talk for nothing. Listen, Cat Lyons, she's not doing nothing. Is your kids being homeschooled? Remind me the next time I come on, I'm going to give you the law regarding IEP services at home. Okay? She's a district line. Good. Tell her to shut up unless she's, this is what you have to do. I just did it to a school district attorney. I asked her. So let me ask you a question. What is your position? Are you a member of the team or not? And if she says, I'm not, then you tell her, okay, good. So you're here to represent and protect your client. Is that it? Good. I'm leaving. Bye. Leave. You tell her when you want to have an IEP meeting, because she doesn't scare me. Even if she scares you, you say, I don't know why you're here. Because if this IEP isn't written the way it to represent my son's needs, then we're going to have a problem. Don't just, he's okay. Go, just save yourself a lot of problems. Don't even tell them what you're doing. Don't tell nobody what you're doing. And you tell Dr. Lavelle, because she, at some point in time, she might have to contact the school district. You tell Dr. Lavelle that if she doesn't have to, there's a way that she doesn't have to contact the school. But see, you want them to, because they'll say, well, she never contacted me, yada, yada, yada. And the other thing is he's not in school, he's homeschooled. Okay. How long has he been in homeschool? So they don't know anything about what he's getting for an education. Okay. Just do me a favor. First, go get Dr. Lavelle and get that neuropsych done. And then just tell them that you're getting an evaluation done. And as soon as the evaluation's done, you'll give them a copy of it. That's what you tell them. And that's when you have an IEP meeting. And you're going to, oh, this is another thing you could do. You tell them, I'm going to waive, this is what I'm going to tell you what you do. You tell them that you're going to waive their responsibility. You're not going to hold them accountable for not having the IEP meeting, because it goes beyond, if and this is only if it's already going to go beyond the timeline, because you're getting an evaluation done. That's what you do. Okay, yes. All right, good. Thank you for all of that. He was at Chapter 76 terminated due to attendance due to Children's Hospital testing and mother's advocacy. Residential retaliation. So now, okay. First of all, did you see the Boston Globe report on the 42-page report regarding special ed schools in Massachusetts? It's a godsend. It's a good thing your kids aren't. No. That's number one. Number two, when you guys are doing stuff with the school district, you got to state the facts. If you can't prove it with a piece of paper, your interpretation of retaliation and harassment and intimidation is your interpretation. Okay? You have to prove it. And it's like a quid pro quo. It's like they're saying, you do this and we'll do that. Okay? So you did this and then they retaliated by doing that. That's what I'm saying. I think I kind of explained that right. But anyway, you can't make up stuff. You can't throw words around like they retaliated against me and they did this in Children's Hospital. First of all, I don't go anywhere near Children's Hospital in Massachusetts, ever. Mass General Hospital is where I go all the time. If my kids are going to be evaluated and Carol Lavelle can't do it, my kids are going to Mass General Hospital or Boston Medical. UMass Boston, I think it is. I don't do Children's Hospital. Those, I don't know what's wrong with them. It's like they lost their damn minds. They recommended residential. Who did? Children's Hospital? Go to Carol Lavelle. Just go to Carol Lavelle. I don't know what testing they did at Children's Hospital. If it's anything what I used to see, it ain't good. So you need a neuropsych. I can't believe you had this woman in your back pocket and you didn't even try her. I'm going to beat you. IEPT. The IEP thinks, listen, you tell them there's nothing in the record that recommends that your kid have residential placement. Nothing. There's nothing that even shows that. There's no testing that was done. There's nothing. No, that doesn't show. If you can't use that for IEP did. I don't care what that. I don't care what it is. The FBA came from the school. Nobody gives a shit. Okay. That's why you can dispute their recommendations and you tell them, I'm disputing your recommendations. I'm going to have a neuropsych done. That's what you say. You want an FBA done, you go and get a BCBA that's reputable, okay, in Massachusetts, one that has integrity and character, all that kind of stuff. Matter of fact, I might know somebody that can do it for you, who knows an organization. So I'll talk to that person, and then I'll give you one for an FBA. And was the FBA done by a BCBA? Because if it wasn't, that's no good. Anyway, so what time is it, guys? 9:30. All right. I want to get this done real quick, okay? Because I want to. Okay, let me ask you guys a question. You want to continue with this back and forth, or do you want me to finish the letter, the complaint, put in all of the frequently violated regulations by the school district, put it together, and then put it out there for you guys, and I'll let you know I have it, and whoever wants to, okay, I'll talk to my girl, my person, find out the name of the company. All right, but is that what you guys want me to do? Because I can just keep going with this. I'm good. And then I'll put the whole package together, and then I'll send it to you with instructions. Okay, is that what you guys want me to do? Okay, so I won't finish the remedy because it was really short. And basically, actually what I can do to help you guys out is send you the PRS original complaint that I did, the PRS final letter, evidence and remedies. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna finish it off myself. Okay. And because all it was the remedy, and it was the evidence and the list of evidence. And all I'm going to do is give you a for instance of how you prove what they did. Okay. So I'll finish it off for you. And then when I put it out there, we can have a discussion about the remedy and the evidence and the list of evidence and why you have to put it together a certain way. How's that? Does that work for you guys? Because I'm out at 10. I'm out at 10. But, yes, I know, Alma, you want the top violations. Knowing the violations, that's cool because that's what you have to put. What I always use, okay, that's the other thing. I always use federal regulations because I know this is hard to believe, but did you know that the federal regulations trump state and local regulations? Did you guys know that? Yeah. Sometimes school districts don't know that because they're stupid. I don't know why they work for schools, or they want me to believe they're stupid. Oh, I agree. You're stupid. That works for me too. I'm okay with you being stupid. Okay? So yeah, anybody, if you're looking for a good neuropsych, that's the lady right there. That's who you go get right there. Is your brother coming from Alaska, or are we going to meet? We're meeting on the 25th. No, my goal is, okay, that's what I want to talk to you guys to. Okay, let me take this banner out. Hide. Okay. So here's my thing. What I'm going to do is tomorrow, I'm going to, I want to do, I don't know how many is going to show up, but I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to send anybody, I'm going to put it out there for anybody who wants to do this to contact me via email. And when I get the emails, I'm going to send you guys an invitation through, it's going to be Google, the Google thing. Google Chat or Google. It's going to be a Zoomy thing. What is it called? Google Meets. Getting tired. I'm going to send you a meeting invitation for Google Meets. Okay. Now, I think I can tell you what you need to bring. I can put in what you need to bring and what the thing is going to be about. Okay. So I'll do that. I want to see. I still haven't figured out how many people I can have, but the last time I checked, it was like 250 people. So I know 250 people ain't showing up. Okay. But that's okay. If I can get 5 parents or more, I'll do it. If I can't get 5, I'm not doing it. And if 5 don't show up, I'm not doing it. I'm going to be mad. I'm kind of mad. But it's going to be on Monday. It's going to be on the 25th, and it's going to be at 8:00. Okay. Now you'll get the meeting. I'm going to put it out there tomorrow. It's going to be a different email address. Okay. So we're going to do it. It's going to be, I think it's TammyJoya@spedanswers.com. That's going to be the email. And I got to send it to you. Don't send me nothing. None of you don't send me no paperwork. I don't want to see none of your paperwork. I'm not doing none of that. You're going to bring your paperwork because I'm going to give you the opportunity where you'll be able to pull up your document if you want me to see it to talk about certain things. Okay. And we'll be able, you can say, well, you can show me what it is. Okay. If you don't mind. So I lost my train of thought. Megan, stop sending me stuff on my phone. So what we're going to do is I will. Okay. If I get 5, at least 5, I can have more. If I get 5, then we'll do it. Okay. And I think there's about 5 of you out there that want to do it. So I'm going to put the notice out on Facebook, and I'm going to tell everybody where it is. And then if anybody wants to, I will put my email address. I don't know if there are some people that are just doing, there's nobody on YouTube. Oh, there's one. Okay. If I'll try to put it out on YouTube too, my email address and the upcoming event. Okay. So it's going to be about you guys. Okay. Specific questions regarding your specific situation. All right. So if you wanted to ask me, well, how do I file this complaint? I'll be able to tell you during the thing. We'll have bulletin board, we'll have everything where everybody can see everything that's going on. Everybody will be able to ask questions. It'll sort of be just like this. Okay. The only difference is it'll be more specific to your particular thing. The less people actually I have, the better it is. 5, maybe 10. It depends on, I think some people might just want to go just to see, but everybody is going to have, you're going to have to put your name out there. You're going to have to be on video because I need to see you. So I'm not letting anybody in just to watch. I mean, as far as an audience. So if you're going to be there, you're all going to have your faces out there so everybody can see. So we'll discuss the rules, and I'll put something together more specific. But really, just so you guys know, it's going to be all about you. And I'm going to, if this works well, then I'll try to do it. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to help to give you training just for you. Okay, that addresses your unique needs. And who knows, I might only be able to do 5. I don't know at a time. So we'll do it. And then that way, at least, like, even if you have questions, but Timmy, what about this? How come, like tonight? So you guys were asking me questions about assessment. So I might be able to give you some more information, more in-depth information regarding the reason why you can't do what you do. You can't, they can't use a screening tool. And then I'll be able to go on to Pearson Clinical and show you what all of this stuff is so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. But it'll be through this mechanism. So it'll be specific questions just about you and your particular area. So everybody will have an opportunity to bring up an issue, and I will do you, and I'm going to figure out how I'm going to do it. Because we can't all talk at the same time because I'll lose track and then I'll forget what I'm talking about because I'm old. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have it so that each person will have a time to say something, then we'll go back around the room again. Okay. We'll just keep doing that until everybody gets their questions, and you'll be raising your hand and I'll call on you and yada, yada, yada. It's class. Okay. And as a matter of fact, I did tell the BSEA that I'm teaching parents how to do this because I'm sick of them. They're stupid. They don't want to have this. Oh no, God forbid. But they have clubs and stuff for all of the attorneys for the school districts. They all meet, and I knew it. I was right. I knew I was right. They meet. They discuss the same issues over and over again, and they figure out a way how each one of them are doing the exact same thing regarding a particular situation that happens all the time at the school with one kid. They do exactly what I thought they were doing. It's a concerted effort to make sure that everything is done the same way, straight across. No school is doing a little bit more or a little bit less than all of the other schools when a parent makes a request. So I was right. I knew I was right. But I just found that out through another colleague. So anyway, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to put it out tomorrow. Okay. So be on the lookout. So if you are, what do you call it? If you're following me on Facebook, it'll be there. I'll even put it on TikTok. And then I will also put it on my YouTube channel some kind of way. I'll probably put it under this video where you can register to take part in this. And like I said, I need at least 5 people to make this even worth it for me to do it. Okay. And it's free. I'm just saying, it's free. Bring your stuff. Okay. This comment. Okay. Who's making a comment? I'm careful. What time is this in CDE? It's any complaint is the same. It doesn't matter what state you're in because I use the federal regulations. That's number one. I'm Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so right now it's 10 to 10 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, Nicole? I hope that helps. I'm good. Yeah, because I'm going to do it at 8 o'clock. So for instance, Alexa, what time is it in California right now?
In California, it's 6:50 p.m.
Okay, so you guys are 2 hours behind me. So it's 6:50 there, and it's almost it's 10 10 9:50 here. Okay. Now I don't know what part of California. So California's a big state. So anyway, so I'll put it out there. You guys come, okay? And I can't believe Alma, you remember my brother was coming from Alaska. I don't know when he's coming, but at night, he's going to be chilling. So all right, all right. So I just asked Alexa. Thank you, Timmy. So I just want to bid you guys farewell. I'll see you Monday. For those of you who are coming, and I'll also be doing a show on Wednesday. So hopefully, I don't know if I'm going to be tired, but I'm going to try. Okay. So did I get all of you guys? So, geez, this was a good one. Thank you so much for coming. I'll finish. Nobody answered my question, so I'm just going to finish it off. I'll put it out there. You're welcome, Bonnie. I'll put it out there, the state complaint form. I'll finish it off tomorrow. I'll send it out. I'll put it out there on, I'll let everybody know it's available, and anybody that wants it, I'm going to try to figure out how to put it on my website so you guys can get it. Okay. No problem, Christine. I call that woman. I'm telling you, I'm going to beat you. Stop worrying about cat lions. You're not in a hearing. Nobody gives a shit about cat lions. You can't do nothing to you. I thought you were in a hearing, honey. Oh, God. And I think you told me you weren't before, but I forgot. Don't worry about her. She can bite dirt. Go get your girl and tell her what you want for your kid. And she'll tell you what your kid needs. And she'll make the recommendation loud and clear. Okay. And I'll even tell you what she needs to put in the thing to make sure they get it. Okay. I got you. Okay, Meg, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And bye, guys. Have a nice night. I'm going to start putting out my stuff too, my beads. And all my stuff. No, that'll be going out there too. But anyway, thank you guys for coming. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. So excited. So tomorrow I'm getting a machine so I can make rhinestone everything. And I'm going to make a rhinestone t-shirt and a sweatshirt that says WWTD. What would Timmy do? So as soon as I get in, I'm going to learn how to do it, and then I'm going to put them out there. Okay. I know, honey. I know. I got a whole bunch too. You and look, see, this is Amazonite, and it's got a heart on it. And this is to help me because I want to lose weight. So this is what are you? Carnelian, aventurine, and this is clear quartz, I think. And this is citrine, and this is jade. And all of that makes me focus on me. You will buy it? Okay. I got a whole bunch. Wait, stay right there. I just got to show you guys this. I never show my stuff. Ah. These are just some of them. And I have a whole bunch of necklaces. This right here, I love this one. This is protection. This is protection because everybody's crazy. It's tiger's eye. So anyway, I'm going to start selling it. I have my website. I have to put it up, but it's doing it. Stop it. Yes, I do need to lose weight. Oh, thank you. You would? You guys would really buy my shit? Oh, do you guys like belly chains? Bunch of them. I just learned how to do them. It's so much fun. I got belly chains. I make crocheted tops. Next week, I will show you my crochet tops. That's the halters. They are to die for. Now, my sister I said I had a great idea. I was going to put protection. Thank you, Alma. That's nice. I'm making a crocheted top and I'm attaching it to a skirt that's already made. So it'll be a dress. And it laces up the back and it crisscrosses. And it's absolutely beautiful. You will? Okay, guys. I might be giving some stuff away too for free. Just to promote everything. So thank you guys. I'm so tired. I look like shit right now. I gotta go to bed. All right, guys. Yeah, look where my bed is. I'm just gonna roll right over there. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Every time you guys come, it boosts my morale. I was feeling kind of funny. And you got more and more people are coming, and I love it. Thank you so, so much. I hope this was helpful. Bye, guys. I will see you on Monday. Bye, Felicia's. I thought I could press the button.